Servants of Freedom. This Warbond does not have a ton of items, but it does have an incredible variety of items. There's a lot of unique qualities you can find in this Warbond. So, my quick opinion, my TLDR on this Warbond, would be that it's pretty small compared to some other Warbonds, but the stuff that you do get is pretty great. We are going to kick this off on page 1. And on page 1, we have the Laz 17 Double Edge Sickle. We're starting out this Warbond very strong, because this is one of the most effective and unique primaries in the entire game. The Double Edge Sickle is obviously a variant of the Laz 16 Sickle, but with some key differences. The Double Edge Sickle, or the Dickle for short, has no safety features for handling the heat produced by the weapon. This means that instead of your heatsink burning out, the Dickle will start dealing fire damage to the user, and it can even set them on fire if they shoot it for long enough. But as the weapon heats up, it gains damage and armor penetration. It can even penetrate heavy armor if you heat it up all the way. So compared to the standard sickle, this is a massive trade-off, and it goes both ways. You will take damage if you use this weapon, but in turn, you will deal insane damage to your enemies. It's a double-edged sword. It's a Dickle sword. The best way to use this weapon is by using fire-resistant armor. The best possible set that you can use is the I-44 Salamander set from the Superstore. This is heavy armor with the inflammable passive, so you can soak up tons of fire damage, which is what the Dickle deals. Then you slap on the Vitality booster, and that turns you into an absolute powerhouse. You can slaughter entire missions with this build alone. The Dickle is not a weapon for the faint of heart. It fucks hard. And if you build around it, then it's possibly the best primary in the entire game. I absolutely recommend this weapon. Next up, we have the IE3 Martyr armor set. The armor sets in this Warbond are some of the most unique items in the game. Even just based on their visual style alone, they stand out a lot. They have a very distinct Roman influence on their design. Their helmets are molded in the image of a human face, and the chest plate for this particular armor set is engraved with a Latin phrase. When translated, it reads out as "freedom through democracy," which is a great little detail, and it adds a lot of character to this armor set. This is a medium armor set, 100 armor rating, and the armor passive for this Warbond is Integrated Explosives, which has a very unique perk. When you die, your armor will explode 1.5 seconds after you die. Thematically, this is very fitting, and it's an interesting perk, but it's not very good in practice. I'm not a big fan of this perk for a few reasons. First off, it only comes into play when you die. So if you're an excellent player that can avoid death, this passive will do nothing for you. And the explosive isn't really a game changer. It deals 2,000 damage, which is a lot, and it has anti-tank penetration, which is really good. But the radius isn't that great. And frankly, I understand why. It's a tough perk to balance. You don't want it to be insanely overpowered, like a huge 500 kilogram, because then it would kill your teammates just as much as your enemies. And of course you don't want it to be underpowered either, so it's kind of just in this meh state, like it's alright. This passive also gives you 2 more throwables. This perk was added back in June, and I'm glad they did that. It makes sense for this passive to come with even more explosives, and it definitely needed another perk, because god, this was a terrible passive before June. So this passive is actually really cool, but for practical reasons, I would rather take the engineering kit passive, because then you get extra explosives, and you can reduce your recoil. Still, it's a really cool passive, and if you want to play as a suicide bomber, this is your best option. Now we're going to move on to page 2. And on page 2, we have the GP20 Ultimatum. The Ultimatum is another one of the most unique and powerful weapons in the game, but this time it's a secondary weapon. The Ultimatum fires a single powerful explosive round. The velocity is extraordinarily slow, only 20 meters per second, and the projectile is so heavy that it will hit the ground only a moment after firing it. Seriously, like Nerf darts travel for a longer distance than the ultimatum rounds. So you can't use it at long range at all. You need to get up and close to your target before using it. But when you do, this thing is absolutely devastating. It deals 1,000 damage on impact and 2,000 damage with the explosion, all of which is anti-tank. And it has enough demolition force to destroy a wide variety of buildings and objectives. Things like fabricators, bioprocessors, and even Bile Titan spawners. Plus, it's great at taking out groups of enemies too, especially heavily armored enemies like Hulks, War Striders, Chargers, like anything in that class of enemies. The ultimatum can just take them out so easily. The ultimatum is not a conventional secondary. It's not a sidearm that you would use as a backup when your primary is out of ammo. It is a tool that you can use in certain situations to make things much easier for yourself. This is widely considered to be one of the best secondaries in the game, and in many ways it is. But just remember that this is no replacement for a standard pistol. It is something else entirely, and it's really good at doing its own job. Next up, we have the IE-12 Righteous armor set. I much prefer this armor set over the last one, pretty much just because I like the hood on the helmet. It's one of the only armors in the game to have like a traditional hood, so I'm a big fan of that. The armor itself is fine, and I do like how the armor sets in this Warbond have the explosive collar, which is really cool because it visually justifies the integrated explosives passive. This armor set is functionally identical to the last one, which is really disappointing. There are 2 medium armor sets and 1 light armor set with this passive, but no heavy armor. They really should have made one of these sets into a heavy armor set, so if you don't care about the visuals of your armor, then these armor sets are redundant and you don't need to get both of them. But if you like this passive and you like medium armor, then you have the freedom to choose which one you prefer. But they are the same exact armor sets, just with different skins pretty much. Just keep that in mind. Time for page 3. And we're starting off page 3 with the Servant of Freedom title. This title is, well, really on the nose and obvious. I'm pretty sure this is the only time they just took the name of the Warbond and stuck it on the title, so it's kinda lame, but you know, that's all subjective, really. Next up, we have a stratagem, the B100 Portable Hellbomb. This is yet another incredibly unique and useful item. The item explains itself perfectly with the title. It is a portable hellbomb, which is insanely good if you can use it correctly. You simply strap it to your back, find something you want to blow up, and then arm the bomb. Once you arm the bomb, you have 10 seconds before it explodes, just like a normal hell bomb. So, you can either arm the bomb at your destination and use those 10 seconds to run, or you can arm it prematurely and use those 10 seconds to get the bomb where it needs to be. Both are pretty badass options, and it's a really fun stratagem to use. The portable hell bomb is perfect for certain missions against the bots and the Illuminate. You can use the portable hell bomb against the bots to take out stratagem jammers without disabling them or interacting with them at all. You just need to have the hell bomb with you before you enter the radius of the jammer, and then you can run the bomb up and arm it. This makes stratagem jammers so much easier than they normally are. If you're going against high-level bots, then one person in your squad should bring a portable hell bomb. It will make your lives so much easier. And it's great against the Illuminate because you can destroy their Illuminate monoliths with them, so you can complete your main objective much faster. If you're dropping into an Illuminate mission with a monolith, consider bringing the portable hell bomb. And it's great at killing enemies too. No enemy in the game can survive a hell bomb in close proximity, except for the Hive Lord, but that's different. That's barely even an enemy. That's like a hazard. Overall, this is an excellent stratagem. It's not your typical backpack, but it's an excellent tool that you can use to help complete your missions. Next up, we have the G50 Seeker. The Seeker is essentially an impact grenade, but with a mind of its own. When thrown, it will automatically seek out the nearest enemy target and fly towards them, detonating and dealing some decent damage. Or if there's no enemies nearby, it will simply hover around you and wait until it sees an enemy. The reason that I compared this to the impact grenade is because they have nearly identical stats. They just function differently. It's not easy to throw a Seeker into a bug hole or an Illuminate ship. In fact, it's really hard to destroy objectives with these. But you can use them to hunt down and destroy enemies very efficiently. You can actually ping targets for the Seeker. You can use this to target things like gunships, taking them down extremely effectively. Or you can use it to target larger enemies when they're in a crowd of certain enemies. You can use it to prioritize your targets, and it's pretty cool how you can do that. It takes a little extra effort to use the Seekers when compared to other grenades, but they're really cool, and they can be used in a very different way when compared to other grenades like the impact grenade. So the Seeker is a really fun and really neat little gadget. And finally, we have the Raise Weapon emote. This emote is pretty great. It allows you to raise your weapon above your head, no shit, and you can even fire off your gun when you hold it up. Pretty cool stuff. It's pretty interactive as far as emotes go. And if you combine this emote with some of that new stuff from Dust Devils, then you have a pretty cool Dune cosplay. So as far as emotes go, this one is pretty awesome. In conclusion, Servants of Freedom is a really great Warbond. It has a great variety and some really cool ideas for new items. Even though there aren't a ton of items when compared with some early Warbonds, you do get some really cool stuff. You actually almost get an entire loadout just from this Warbond. You get a primary, a secondary, a throwable, armor sets, and even a backpack. Really, all it's missing is a support weapon, and then I would say this is like a pure 10 out of 10 Warbond. So you get a nice set of gear that mixes well with other builds and strategies. There's not a lot of cosmetics, but if you don't care about that, then this is a great Warbond for you. It's also an incredibly easy Warbond to finish. It only requires 598 medals to get every item, while some other Warbonds go beyond 800 medals to complete. So this isn't the first Warbond you should get in my opinion. The items here are far better for experienced players to specialize their arsenals, but if you know what you're doing, this is a really good option for, you know, a good Warbond when you have played the game some more and you want something different, something cool. And it's definitely one of the best Warbonds to release this year so far. But what do you think about Servants of Freedom? Is it great? Do you arm your friend's Hellbomb when he's standing next to you like a jackass? Let me know in the comments down below. I want to thank my channel members, Swickity, Cheddar, and ArchAngelShipyards. You guys are the best. Thank you for continuing to support the channel. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed watching, and make sure to subscribe for more videos on Helldivers 2, and of course more Warbond reviews. And that's all I have for today, so this is the SES Prophet of Dawn signing off.